Monster Hunter, one of the most celebrated video game franchises, is coming to Magic the Gathering. But don't worry, this Universes Beyond endeavor is not a standard set, rather a series of 4 secret layers containing Magic the Gathering cards reskinned as both monsters and hunters from Monster Hunter, and it will go on sale this Monday, and honestly, I couldn't be happier. No, really, because this is what secret layers are for, a way to bring Universes Beyond franchises to interested players without forcing an entire standard set on the entire player base. By using reskins, there is no issue, such as them offering mechanically unique cards that you can only get via a limited online sale, and also reprints are great because they increase access to game pieces, which, we need to play the game. So it's a great franchise, a great use of secret layers, all reskins, all good, right? I mean, the only way this could possibly go wrong would be if there was absolutely zero value, just a collection of 10-cent trash cards with little to no connection to the game or the characters that they seek to portray, carelessly thrown together with such indifference that there are literal typos in the card names. But come on, would you really expect something like that from a partnership between Wizards of the Coast and Capcom? Never. So, it is with great excitement that I say...
No secret layer alert! No secret layer alert! No secret layer alert! No secret layer alert!
It's canceled. They canceled the Monster Hunter Secret Lair literally a few days before it was supposed to go on sale. And as far as I know, this is the first time Wizards of the Coast has ever done this. But that's not all. In a statement released November 26th, Wizards of the Coast acknowledged this Secret Lair missed the mark, which, as you'll see in a moment, is a bit of an understatement. And not only have they canceled this planned drop that was to take place this Monday, but Wizards of the Coast also vows to work together with Capcom to deliver a better, more acceptable Monster Hunter Secret Lair sometime in the future. So just how bad was this now canceled Secret Lair, and just what does Wizards of the Coast need to do to make sure the revised version is a slam dunk? Don't change that channel because there's a lot to discuss.
Oh, God! I'm the Micro Professor, and I'm here to crow about the great deals at Micro Center.
Not another boring commercial from the Shillfessor. I wish there was a better way to learn about Micro Center. Whoa! A micro lamp! I'll just rub it and... Behold, I am Micro Genie, and I can grant all your wishes about Micro Center. Did I hear you wish for... Wet bread. I wish all bread was sopping wet. Wait, what? And wet socks. I wish that all bread was sopping wet and that everybody's socks was perpetually wet as well. 2 different wishes. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Sorry, I panicked. You were saying something about Circuit City? Micro Center! You were supposed to make a wish that's just a secret ad for Micro Center, and you only have 1 wish left now. I wish that all Magic the Gathering products at Micro Center were sold for MSRP. I cannot grant this wish. But you made all bread wet. What gives? Because it's already true! What? There's no markups on Magic product at Micro Center. But do they have computers and other electronics? I don't know, I think so. And what's more, if you ever go into a Micro Center and see Magic product marked up for above MSRP, then I'll be set free. That's amazing. I mean, not about your eternal servitude, but about the fact that there's no markups on Magic the Gathering products at Micro Center. And they also have computer parts. Please go into Micro Center and try and find Magic product that has been marked up. Or you can use your last wish to set me free and sand in everybody's bed sheets. That's my final wish. You suck! But you know what doesn't suck? Being able to actually buy Magic products at MSRP. Thank you, Circuit City Micro Center for sponsoring this video. In this video, I will begin with an evaluation of the failed secret lair, and yes, I'm going to use the notes that I wrote before I knew that it was canceled so that I'm not just kicking a dead secret lair after the fact, but offering you my real evaluation, both the good and the bad. Then I want to discuss what all this means for the next Monster Hunter's secret lair. Is this a result of too many secret lairs or not enough value? Is more going on here than meets the eye? First up is Monster Hunter: The Hunt, a 5-card drop depicting several fan-favorite monsters from across the series in scenes that players might encounter while on the hunt. In a theme that will continue throughout this super drop, the cards chosen to match the art mostly make sense, but not much beyond a surface level. Blind Obedience, reskinned as Crimson Moonlight, depicts the vampiric elder dragon Malzeno. Blind Obedience is mostly a CEDH stack piece due to its asymmetrical effect, and sometimes shows up in legacy sideboards to slow down artifact combo decks. Snap has been reskinned to depict the Elder Dragon, Kashaladora, knocking back an undoubtedly frustrated hunter with a powerful blast of wind. Snap is commonly played in Pauper and high-power EDH, as it's essentially free and even sometimes mana positive. Village Rites, reskinned as Song of the Barbarous Beast, depicts Magnamalo about to chow down on its prey. Village Rites has mostly been outclassed by Deadly Dispute and other similar effects. Mizium Mortars has been reskinned to depict a scarred Yangaruga, Spitting Fire. Mizium Mortars is most noteworthy as one of the 2 unbeatable rares from Return to Ravnica Limited alongside Pack Rat. Tooth and Nail depicts an Azure Rathalos and a Ceregios locked in a monster combat. Tooth and Nail was a format-defining card in its standard and extended day. These days, however, it sees very little play outside Commander. Total value is embarrassing. $5 in non-foil and $9 in foil. Would you like to spend $9 for $40 worth of cards that see dubious play? How about spending $5 for $30 worth of cards? It goes without saying that this secret lair is an absolute fail from a financial perspective. But the good news is, there probably won't be too long of a line on Monday. So again, these were the secret lair reviews that we wrote and produced before the secret lair was canceled. And I think it's fascinating to see what my review was going to be had this gone ahead as planned and gone on sale this Monday. Let's take a quick look at the remaining 3 secret lairs and what my review would have said on them, and then discuss just what exactly went wrong and how Wizards of the Coast can make it right. Next up, Monster Hunter: The Hunters contains 5 cards featuring hunters, clad in iconic armor sets from across the series. They're really doing some clever naming with these drops. Grand Abolisher has been reskinned as Dual-Bladed Hunter, and is mostly a CEDH staple for protecting a combo. In Constructed, it's been outclassed by Voice of Victory. In Monster Hunter, dual blades are a weapon characterized by their fast and relentless attacks, so I'm not sure why Grand Abolisher was the card chosen here. And not to say, a creature with double strike? Archaeomancer has been reskinned as Hero of Hoarfrost Reach. The card is, as always, a powerful inclusion in Pauper Blink decks, as you can create a loop with it when combined with Ghostly Flicker or Ephemerate. Grim Horospex has been reskinned as Nargachuguka. What the fuck is this? Nargacuga Stalker, a card that was played in the standard format but is now only a Commander Aristocrats card. A creature that draws a card when a creature dies is a pretty flavorful match for a series of games about killing monsters, then harvesting them for their materials. Imperial Recruiter, as Burna Huntmaster, was once a useful tutor for creature combo decks, but is no longer strong enough to see much play outside of casual Commander. Flavor-wise, it's a nice acknowledgement of Monster Hunter's multiplayer focus. Champion of Lamholt, reskinned as Champion of Kutako, is too weak for any constructed format. It only sees play in casual Commander, and even there only occasionally. Notably, this card has a typo, as the Monster Hunter location is Kokato Village, not Kotako Village. Total value here is better, but not great. $24.94 in non-foil, that's a D, and $45.32 in foil. I guess it's a C. It's just barely in the passing, probably because of the foil value of Champion of Lamholt, but still a relatively disappointing secret lair. Moving right along, we have Monster Hunter The Monsters, a 5-card drop again depicting several fan-favorite monsters from across the series, this time as proper creature cards. Dracuseth, reskinned as Rathalos, King of the Skies, is a generic limited bomb but doesn't see much play outside of kitchen table magic. As far as flavor goes, yup, it's a flying dragon, and it breathes fire. And before you push your glasses up and go, well, actually, Rathalos is a flying wyvern, not a dragon, come on. It's the closest type that Magic has. Besides, the types get worse. Nezahal, Primal Tide, reskinned as Lagiacrus, Lord of the Seas, was once an anti-control sideboard card in Pioneer 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation, but there are stronger options these days. It still sees play as top-end in Casual Commander. The word dinosaur is meaningless in Monster Hunter, but mechanically, the text represents a creature that can drive away fairly well. Zeatura, the Incinerator, has been reskinned as Fatalis, the Black Dragon, and this was another limited bomb that made it into Standard, where it served as a curve topper for Jund mid-range decks. Vivictus Asmati, the Dyer, has been reskinned as Nergigante, Herald of Destruction, a reboot of one of the 5 original legendary dragons that Elder Dragon Highlander is named after. Unfortunately, it's a terrible card that sees no play anywhere, though this is probably the best flavor match in the entire Super Drop. It gets a proper Elder Dragon type, and its ability causing players to sacrifice permanents, then putting the top card of their library on the battlefield, represents this character's ecological role as an apex predator, as well as the theme of death and renewal in Monster Hunter World. Sarulf, Realm Hunter, reskinned as Zinogre, Lord of Lightning, enjoyed success in black-green mid-range decks in Kaldheim Standard, though it was unable to find a home in Magic's non-rotating formats. This is my pick for the worst flavor match of the entire Super Drop. Sarulf, Realm Eater's ability does a great job at representing a wolf growing big enough to consume the world, but it does not represent being struck by lightning several times, then beaten to death by a very large dog. Total value here is $9.41 in non-foil, which is another fail, and $34.16 in foil, which is a D. Hopefully, our next secret layer has more value, and if you've been watching the channel for a long time, you know that is a clue as to the fact that it shall not. So here we are, last up, it's Monster Hunter The Monsters 2, a 5-card drop, again depicting several fan-favorite monsters from across the series. But wait a minute, there's only 4 cards in this one. You couldn't find another big monster from the franchise about big monsters? The franchise called Monster Hunter? Come on! We have Razakith, the Foul-Blooded, reskinned as Gore Magala, Dark Eclipse. This is an extremely powerful card capable of taking over entire games all on its own, fitting for the powerful Gore Magala. That said, its hefty 8-mana cost means it only sees play in, say it with me, Casual Commander. Calamax, the Storm Sire, reskinned as Brachiodos, Brutish Indigo, was one of 5 Ikoria commanders, the headliner of the precon that gave the format Deflecting SWAT. But these days, it does not see as much play as Deflecting SWAT does. If you can do the mental gymnastics to explain how Calamax's ability represents the exploding punches wyvern, let me know in the comments below. Wasatora, Nakoru Queen, has been reskinned as Nargacuga, Ever-Present Shadow. This is one of a million possible 3-color commanders that are too weak to actually build around unless you are one of her most dedicated fans. As far as her flavor is concerned, there aren't a lot of cat dragons to choose from if you want to keep the type line. But from among the 5, Skyship Stalker, which errated to Cat Dragon with Modern Horizons 3, is a much better flavor match, as its haste, first strike, and pump ability better represents the source material. But then I guess you'd only be getting a 20-cent card, instead of what we did get, which is a 47-cent card. Amareth, the Lustrous, has been reskinned as Velkhana, Silver Sovereign, and is another of these rarely played 3-color commanders. At least this one was a fun card to open in Commander Legends Draft. Velkhana is an extremely powerful Elder Dragon that wields its incredible ice powers to freeze anything in its path, which is definitely well represented by turning your permanents into unreliable cantrips. Total value is $19.15 in non-foil and $15.84 in foil, and that, of course, is an absolute fail. Why are there only 4 cards here? And why are they so crappy? And why are they not worth anything? Finally, there is also a Soul Ring promo available to be included when you purchase any one of the 3 bundle options, the cheapest of which will cost you $240. The Soul Ring depicts Valstrax, an elder dragon that uses its jet engine-like wings to fly at supersonic speeds. Its signature attack has it fly high into the sky before crashing down on its target at an incredible velocity, which is represented here by being able to add 2 colorless mana. Soul Rings are worth about $1. If you want this one, it'll cost you $240 minimum. So yes, this was an absolute disaster of a secret lair, and they canceled it. Now, before I go further, I want to stress, I am proud of Wizards of the Coast for pulling the plug, and I mean that. It takes guts to admit you screwed up, and it shows a commitment to quality when you are willing to pull a product for not meeting the standard of you and your customer base. So before I offer my advice and my commentary, let me just say, sincerely, kudos to Wizards of the Coast for doing this. So why did this fail, and what should we do about it? Well, in my opinion, there's 3 main factors that need to be fixed for this to return as a success. I'll be brief as we have discussed many of these points in prior videos, but you know, Wizards of the Coast, if you paid attention to those prior videos, maybe we wouldn't be in the situation that we are in. To begin, more than any other factor, the biggest reason why this secret lair failed is that it was not worth it to buy? Many Magic the Gathering players ask the question, is it worth it to buy Magic the Gathering products? Makes sense? Well, Magic cards are meant to be played, and Magic the Gathering should always be viewed as a game first and not a stock portfolio ever. If you have a product that is a collection of usually 5 cards that you sell for $30 to $40, then it is reasonable to expect the value of that product to be about $30 to $40, at least. Now, in my literal hundreds of Secret Lair reviews, I've been very clear that financial value is not the only factor that makes a Secret Lair worth it. Your own personal desire for the artwork, be it a love of a specific artist or in this case, an awesome franchise, is perfectly valid. Also, I think there is validity to Secret Lairs of cards that see a lot of play, but which maybe don't carry a lot of individual value. The Dan Frazier Signet collection was an example I gave, whereas signets aren't that expensive to pick up individually, but the fact that they go in just about every commander deck of their corresponding colors means that while you are not getting $30 to $40 worth of cards with these, you are getting cards that you can play and that see play just about everywhere. And so those are the 2 factors I weigh the most. Are the cards worth at least what I am paying for them, and can I play with them? Sometimes a card that doesn't see a lot of play still has a high value for various reasons, and that's fine. And other times a card that sees a lot of play but doesn't have a high financial value is included, and that's fine. But when it is a card that has little to no value, that really is not played anywhere, or only played in a very narrow case, well, that is a problem, and that's a lot of what we saw here. But again, I need to stress that it is okay to buy a Secret Lair because you love the art, or because you love the Universes Beyond property depicted by that art. Regardless of the financial value for Storm or Lara Croft, if you love these characters, then getting their cards to celebrate the amazing translation of outside IP to Magic card form is perfectly fine, but that's the next way that Monster Hunter failed. As many Magic the Gathering players, myself included, pointed out, the cards selected for reskins seemed to be almost random, in no way capturing the Monster Hunter characters that they were meant to depict. It's one thing to just grab random low-value cards for a Secret Lair, but if you can't match the cards to the IP, then what even is the point? This is where we enter the territory of just slapping art on random cards and calling it a day. And while I know that may be an extreme example, it really did feel that way here to many of us. Maybe it's hard to find moderate value reprints that connect to the lore of the world you are bringing in, but some of the reason behind that might be tied to lower and lower reprint equity because, you know, there's just so many sets and so many Secret Lairs these days. And that is the third factor I think is at play here. People are just exhausted. In the last few months, we have had so many Secret Lairs. It's so bad that we had a recent period with the Secret Lair super drop every other week and even every week for a while. Sure, you don't have to buy every single product Magic makes, but even if you don't, it is still exhausting. And you know what else? It makes it a lot less special. If another secret lair is coming out in 1 or 2 weeks from the last, and then another 1 week after that, and then another 1 week after that, and then another 2 weeks after that, I don't know, it just starts to make it so that even the great secret lairs don't shine as brightly. Financial value be damned. In my opinion, a secret lair should be a special occurrence, where the vault is opened to allow needed reprints to be offered in special and unique card arts that do not fit in traditional sets, an opportunity for collectors to collect and fans to celebrate. But when there's one a week for a month, And so yes, the biggest advice I would give would be to include reprints of value at or even a little above the price we are being charged, or failing that, on amazing and celebrated cards that see play in a lot of decks, so that, we actually have somewhere to play and show off these special arts. And yes, for Universes Beyond reprints and reskins, you need to make sure the cards represent the lore and characters perfectly, where players raise their hands in a literal chef's kiss, instead of just seeing some 50-cent monster slapped with disconnected art. But in addition to all of that, there is a point where you need to slow the hell down. Give secret lairs a chance to breathe. Instead of offering literally everything and anything, curate your drops to be special. Just because you can do any art style, just because you can include any cards, just because you can work with any brand or any IP, doesn't mean you have to. Curate. That's the word I'd emphasize for secret lairs. Curate a product that we, the player base, can feel confident in. The secret lair logo should be an emblem of premium quality, not of anything goes slurry. Make them special, make them premium, and make them worth it to buy, and then you'll not only have a winning Monster Hunter Secret Lair Super Drop in 2026, but you'll have a winning product line overall. But of course, those are just my thoughts, and now I want to hear from you. Do you think the Monster Hunter Secret Lair should have been canceled? And what do you think they need to do to make the new version a smashing success? Let me know in the comments below. And if I could ask just a favor, this Thanksgiving we released a documentary about the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour and our own head writer's journey competing in it. It was an enormous and in-depth behind-the-scenes look at the Pro Tour, and I would love it if you watched it. It is linked in this video description, and here is the trailer we put together for it.
In just one day, these halls of MagicCon Vegas will be absolutely packed with many Magic the Gathering players from all walks of life. Alongside all of this is a unique experience, the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour. Veteran pro players with decades of experience will face off against a brand new generation of competitors, including our very own head writer, Jesse Robkin.
My name is Jesse Robkin, professional Magic the Gathering player.
I think Jesse's an incredible Magic player.
Really great mind for the game.
Just a stone cold killer.
I told her before the match I'm rooting for you.
I'm up for the challenge.
I mean, it's the highest level of competitive Magic there is.
This is going to be the hardest Magic I've ever played in my life.
Can her dedication and skill overcome her lack of Pro Tour experience?
I want to win the Pro Tour. Of course I want to win the Pro Tour.